Hi guys, it's Del from Inkie Quill here, and I have another Grab 5 video. Yay! So this week for my Grab 5, drum roll, I've got these really cute Kelly Winnell stamps that I just won on a competition, and they've got really cute sayings. I love the outline font, so I'm looking forward to using those on this layout. This layout is all about the Christmas dinner that I had with my parents and my grandma, so they'll be handy for that. Next up, I've got these Kaisercraft Christmas Project Life cards. There's two series here. It's the Base Coat Christmas, I think it's called, and Peppermint Swirl. They're all mixed up, so I don't really know which is which. So they're just all clunked together. So lots and lots of cards there. I guarantee I won't use them all in this layout. Next up, very exciting, I got some gelatos in a recent haul. So I'm looking to use some of those, probably the reds. And then what else do I have? These are some digital embellishments that I made for my Etsy shop, and I just printed them out. There's two sets here. One of them is a series of 1-inch circles that I just punched out with my punch, and the other is some little flags and squares and stars. I'll put the link below to my Etsy shop if you're interested in looking at them. I got really cute little vintage deers and Santas and a lot of basic stripes and chevrons in there as well. And I'm not really a green person, so don't expect green in there. They're very red, pink, black, turquoise, and a bit of craft. Next up, this last thing. This is an amazing rack that I got from someone in the Project Life Australia Facebook group. They put up these two flare badges and asked if anyone wanted them. So I said, sure, I'll have that little flare badge. Thank you. And this lovely lady has given me an entire envelope full of goodies, not just the flare badge. So thank you to that beautiful person. So I'm looking forward to using some of these bits and pieces in my layout. I do get to use that paper clip and the wood veneer and some of the paper elements. Grab 5. I need a theme tune or a jingle or something. I might try and make one of them up. So as always, I put my photos in first, and I did that before time because this is part of a epic week, which I think I'm up to now about 6 spreads. It's ridiculous. So I had the photos already in there. So the first thing I do after photos is choose my cards. And I like to kind of spread out dark cards, so you can see that dark one with the fairy lights in the top right hand corner, and then the dark red on the left hand side, and then going for a few more airy things like the light grey and the craft to balance it out a little bit. Now I really struggle with that bottom right picture on that first page with the Picturemate picture. I struggle so badly with that. You'll see that in a little while. And I'm not afraid to cut up Project Life cards, so you can see I'm putting a couple of extra ones there that I will later cut up. So flicking through, and that little piece is from, those two little pieces are from that rack envelope. Rack stands for Random Act of Kindness, if you're not familiar with the lingo. So what it is you, on some of the Facebook Project Life groups, you choose someone from a list of addresses and send them a little prezzy, a little free something. So here, this is exciting. So I'm getting out my gelatos, and I'm sorry, some of this does go out of focus, but I'm using these Heidi Swap Word mini stencils and an old plastic packaging from a ephemera pack. So I'm putting down some of the gelato and mixing it with some of my modelling paste with a spatula, and the colour wasn't dark enough, so I do have to add a little bit more gelato to make it a bit darker. And this is something, I'm no gelato expert, I'm no mixed media expert. This is probably only one of the second or third times that I've really played with them. So I'm just using some old washi tape to tape down that stencil, and then just wiping the modelling paste across and pulling off that tag and allowing it to dry. And then I have this brilliant idea, because it's Christmas. What if I added some glitter? And I have a bit of a disaster here. I add the glitter and it goes all bumpy and yucky and just yuck. So I spread it on, and then I thought maybe if I just add some sprinkles to on top and not mix it in, then that might help. So I'll pull it up in a second. And there you go, that little bit of glittery on top. Now, very, very important, if you're working with modelling paste and stencils, you must clean your stuff straight away, because otherwise it sets like concrete and you won't get that off. So I just use baby wipes and then a tissue just to wipe it off. And I also cleaned out that palette with a baby wipe as well, because they're really handy to keep. So if you've ever got I think that was just off one of the open book vellum ephemera or the normal embellishments. Just keep those because they're really handy. So here, this is my husband with this gadget that he got. It's called a ninja tool, and it's a screwdriver and all sorts of things, and it's the size of a credit card to put in your wallet, and he was very excited about it. So I'm just adding a couple of those circle embellishments that I made, as well as a wood veneer tree from the rack that I got. And I just wanted to cover the background there because it was a bit distracting. Adding a couple of enamel dots, and that one's done. So for this one, I wanted to use some of these Kelly stamps, and I think in the end I get to use 4 of them on the layout, which is really, really good. I didn't think I'd get to use that many. So I'm just grabbing my clear block, sticking it on there, and my Stays On ink. And I didn't get enough the first time, so I had to stamp it again. I think this is a 2-inch circle punch. And in the end I do trim it a little bit anyway. My good old tiny attacher. God, I love that thing. I don't know how I coped without it. I really don't. Adding a few more. I love these little elves undoing the little present. It's so cute. I just thought it was sweet because Dad and I were there. And just popping that one up on a bit of foam adhesive to add some interest. A couple of enamel dots, and that one's done. Now these giant enamel dots, I'm sick of them. I just can't use them. They're too big. So I usually tuck them under because they're just too giant. I feel they look silly when I put them on a layout. So this is one of the, I think this is from the Peppermint Swirl one, and then the bottle brush and pine cones is from the base coat, I think. I'm just tearing it with the side of a ruler so I get that nice white raw edge, just for a bit of layering so that it pops out a little bit on that background. I play around with this doily, trying to find the right spot. And then make that bit shorter so that it's not so blocky. And I do put a little couple of staples, and then I rip the doily, and then everything goes upside down. So here I added another stamp, same process as the other one, put it on my little clear block, Stays On, and on a scrap piece of cream cardstock. And I did this one a couple of times so that I had a few extras. I like to do that sometimes when I'm using a stamp, just stamp an extra one and put it in my little bowl on my desk of random bits and pieces, just so I don't have to bother stamping it next time. I can just grab it from there. Put it on a bit of foam adhesive, and there you go. I do come back to that, I think, later on and add some things to it. Now, get ready to get bored with how epically long it takes me to make up my mind about this card. it takes me so long that I paint my nails in between it because I just got too frustrated with it. So I really like this background card, and I thought the presents were really cute, but it just seemed to swamp it, and I don't know if it was whether because the screen of the Peppermint is the black and it's mimicking the present shapes or what, but I just could not get it to work. So I toss it and try and get one of the smaller, it's the same present design but just a row of them instead of an entire background. And I play with some things and it just doesn't, it's too busy, and then it's not busy enough. So my favourite Christmas saying, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's my favourite Christmas song. So I just add it, and the 2 circles, I thought it repeated the circles used in that photo of my dad and I opening presents. And that's how I leave it. I'm still not happy with it because I didn't want to journal there, because I'm going to journal on that tag, the Bliss glitter tag that I made, but I think I might go back and put something there. I just, ugh. It's just, don't you get those cards sometimes that you just look at it and you just go, ugh. So for this one, my camera did just stop being alive, as my brain just did. The camera stopped working for a little while, so I think it cuts out, but you do get to see this card at the end. So I just used some of these chipboard thickers, and I'm not really happy with them because a lot of them I went to peel them off and the glittery part came away from the chipboard. So I left those ones on the packet and I'll have to stick them on later. Crag is my maiden name, so that's why it's called Crag Christmas. So I just stick those down and then play with that little, that's punched from one of the Kaisercraft cards, and these chipboard thickers, the adhesive on them is just atrocious, so just using some of my Helmer glue just to give it a little bit of extra adhesive. I do want to start sewing on layouts. There's my fat head, sorry. And I think that will be handy for keeping chipboard titles down because I just don't trust them. So here I'm using the Kelly stamp that says I love you to the moon and back, and I just put that on cream cardstock and stick that underneath with some enamel dots. You'll get to see that at the end. So this is another card that I just wasn't very happy with. So you can see I've painted my nails in between because I just got too frustrated. It's another card that I just play around with, but in the end I'm happy with this one. This hello is a stamp from, I think, Studio Calico. I think it's the I Heart Studio Wilna one that she did for them. And the happy is part of the Lucky Charm ephemera that comes with the theme kit, value kit, whatever that Project Life kit is called. So I thought this was cute. Hello Happy, Hello Christmas. So just a bit of a filler card, because I didn't really have a lot of journaling to do here. So photos kind of tell most of the story. So here is a photo of my parents' dog who was desperate to get in on the Christmas dinner action. And every time Mum would get up to grab the potatoes or anything, she would jump up onto her seat and make these puppy dog eyes at my dad, just like, feed me. So I'm just using one of my roller stamps, and I stuff it up. I stuff it up real bad. I try and fix it, and I stuff it up even more. But I think it's important to keep these things in the video because everyone makes mistakes, and you can always cover it with a wood veneer. Couple of little hearts there, which isn't great, but it's done. I'm at the point now where December is so epic for me. I'm still going on December Daily. I'm still going on December Project Life. I've done my title page for 2015 and that's it. So I'm at the point where I just need to get it done, and I need to get it done quickly. I go back to work on Tuesday after Australia Day. So I'm going to have a lot less time to do Project Life. So ideally, I would love to be caught up before going back to school, but that's not going to happen. So here I just use some silver thickers. I usually go for gold, but I thought let's go with silver for this layout for something a bit different. And these little black ones are basic grey. I think they're just called black or charcoal or something. And I realised grammatically I should have a question mark at the end there, but once those stickers go down, they don't move. And I stuff up this veneer really badly by cutting off the swirly bits. And it just looked bumpy and like a really special tree. It just did not work. It was not working. And then I broke the star off it. So, maybe a nail file might straighten that out a little bit. Anyway, I just use one of the circle embellishments from my digital kit and a little wood veneer heart to echo the hearts on the rest of the layout. And that one's done. Now down here it is out of focus for quite a bit, sorry. Play around with this card, this grid card that I got in the rack. And I pull a couple of tags from my stash.